So you thought the van build of Dave might be over and finished, but in truth, there's still a lot more that I would like to do to this van. One of the bigger jobs to do is to install a kitchen cupboard. Oh God. Oh no. Another big job that I really want to get done, which is going to kind of complete the whole interior, is to get this top cupboard here where the bulkhead was, all of that storage area, get that finished off. Whew. It's a lot of glue in a confined space. Oh wow. Oh wow. Oh wow, very nice. And although the van has already been on the biggest transformation of its life, we are now getting to the final stages of completely converting him. But as I said, there's still a few more big jobs that need to be done to make sure that he is 100% complete and finished. However, before we do any of that, there is one thing that I always promised myself that I would install. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is this. A snorkel for Dave. Ever since I set eyes on completely restoring this van from its former glory, I only had one plan: to transform it into a rugged looking overlander style camper van. And so far, we're about 90% of the way. I've got the all-terrain Rogue alloy wheels and tyres, I've got the incredible Phoenix van's roof rack, so why not try and install a snorkel, which was always my plan when converting Dave. However, as always, there is a slight and potential issue, and that issue is this snorkel that I bought off eBay for about 60, 70 pounds, I think it was. It's not actually meant for a Ford Transit van. I couldn't find any specific Ford Transit snorkel that just kind of attaches straight on and, you know, is actually made for a Ford Transit Mark 7. So this is actually been made for a different vehicle, and the last thing that I want to do is go cutting a massive hole in the side of the van to try and fit that in and then realise it doesn't fit. However, I do have a bit of a plan for that. This snorkel is actually only purely for show. So what I'm thinking I could do is cut this off. And I know to all the overlander people out there, you're going to be absolutely mortified that the snorkel is just for show, but that's all I want it for. I don't want it for any kind of internal benefits that you could get for more airflow or anything. It's literally just to make the van look a little bit more rugged. It does come with all of these Jubilee clips, a little bracket here to fix it onto the van, and likewise in the bag some little bolts which just go here. Do I want to attempt to fit this? That's the question. The only way I think I can do that is by cutting that flush, just to test if it actually fits. I do apologise again to all the legitimate, genuine 4x4 off-road overlanders that actually, you know, use their vans to go off-road, but Dave is, yeah, he's just a fake. He's a fake-looking overlander. I think this is it. I think this can be done. Oh my God, I think I can put a snorkel on Dave. Just need to be very, very careful about this. The first thing to do was to bolt in these threads that would hold the snorkel to the side of the van. Then there was a lot of measuring, double checking and questioning myself, because this didn't come with any instructions on exactly how to install it, so I was making it up. So I've found one potential issue now with installing this snorkel, and that is that when I drill through the side of the van to then bolt this through to the other side, we've got two layers of skin which are a good, excuse the fingers, 2 fingers apart, and trying to get my hand in there to get a spanner in there is not going to work. Trying to access them through here is not going to work. So the only way that I can think of getting access to bolt it through there is either underneath the van or by taking the mirror off. What I might do now is commit to drilling the holes, and then we'll figure out how to access these bolts and put a nut on the other side of it once it's roughly in position. God, this is the scary part. Am I going to go for this? I think I am. we have one hole in the side of the van. The best way I found to mark the actual van was just to colour the end of the bolt with a Sharpie and then press on. Hopefully that now gives us the exact location of where I need to drill the second hole. Yes! Look at that, it worked a treat. Here we go. You can now see the rough outline of my Sharpie, and that is what we now need to drill out. Original stud, new stud, slightly longer. So after installing the new longer homemade studs, I just had to line them all up with the holes I drilled out, and then the fun part began, trying to bolt it all together, which was a bit of a pain in the arse if I'm honest. Fucking hell, twat. What size is that? 12, no wonder it doesn't fit. I thought it was a 13. But eventually I got there, and it was all worthwhile because Dave now had a sexy brand new snorkel. So the snorkel is on, and Dave is officially overlander ready. Even though he might not be 4x4, he certainly looks like it, with the wheels, with the paint choice, with the spotlights up top, the roof rack, the ladder, and now the snorkel. He looks absolutely incredible. And that for me was the second to last final touch that I want to do on the outside of the van. There is one more touch that I want to do on the rear doors, which is to install a rear wheel carrier. However, that is currently being made by the guys that made the roof rack, and hopefully in a few weeks I will have that, and then I can install that on the rear doors. I'll be honest, at this point I don't know if I prefer the inside or the outside of Dave, but all I know is he looks absolutely incredible. And do not forget that if you want to have a chance of calling Dave your own and driving off with him, then you can, because for just £5 a ticket I'm going to be raffling him off to one of you guys. And because it was my birthday yesterday, I'm going to be doing some exclusive offers on the bundles when you buy some tickets to the raffle, which is only going to be live for the next 72 hours. So if you buy 2 tickets to the raffle, you're going to get 5 free. If you buy 5 tickets, you're going to get 15 tickets free. If you buy 10 tickets, you're actually going to get 40 tickets free. And if you buy 20 tickets, you're going to get 100 tickets free for the raffle. And what that means is the more tickets you have for the raffle, the higher chance you actually have of winning Dave. And like I said, that offer is only going to be live for the next 72 hours. So if you haven't bought a ticket yet, then make sure you grab a ticket now, because that's going to be the best offer on the raffle. I've had lots of questions as well from people saying, Will, if I live in Sweden, Bulgaria, America, South America, wherever I am in the world, can I enter and can you win the van? And the answer to that is yes, you can, no matter where you are in the world. The only thing I'll say with that is if you do win the van and you're in Australia or America or any kind of countries outside of Europe, then it's up to you to decide how you get the van and exactly what you want to do with it. But what I will say is if one of you wins it that, for example, lives in Sweden or a country in Europe, then I will actually personally drop the van off to you. That also goes for anyone that lives in the UK. So if you live in the UK or Europe and you win Dave, I will personally drop him off to your door, because why not? I think it's only right that once this van is 100% complete, that I take him on one final last road trip, and I hand the keys over to you myself. So there's another little incentive. You might have me knocking on your door saying, hey, here's the van that you just won for £5. So if you do want to support the channel, support me and all of the work and time that I've put into this van over the last 9 months, converting it into exactly what you see now, then all of the links and the details to the raffle will be down in the video description. Right now, we need to continue on and start work on the bulkhead storage. So to finish off the storage space above the cab, firstly I wanted to insulate it with some of this sticky back insulation material. And then to tidy it all up inside, I used some of this anthracite grey carpet. And let me tell you, trying to stick this down all into place with no room to move around was an absolute pain in the arse, and it took me hours. A lot of glue in a confined space. Wow, I have now carpeted the inside of the cupboard, which looks 1,000 times nicer. Don't worry about that or that on the other side, because I will put a piece of wood here to hide all of that and to block it off. But that was an absolute mission, and that has honestly taken me hours to carpet that. My neck is in agony, and the amount of glue that I've inhaled in that tiny little space is definitely not good for your lungs. But anyway, the next step is to now scribe in a piece of wood to be the front facing panel of all of this and try to make that fit, which is going to be a little bit tricky and is going to take a fair bit of scribing. So how I'm going to do this is, I think anyway, just get a sheet of scrap wood material, put it up in its rough position as square to the top as possible, and then scribe in this side first. I think. I don't know if this is going to work. We're just kind of testing a few different things, to be honest with you. Push that in there. That lines up there, means that is nice and flush. Now the fun part of trying to work out the rest, which should be relatively straightforward. I think he says don't speak too early, Will, but that worked a treat. Scribed that in, cut a little notch out here to slide inside, and now look at that. Beautiful. So after spending a good few hours templating, I ended up with something that looked like this. So here we have it. After half a day of scribing, cutting and doing everything that I've done to get this panel in, I'm not happy with it, and I'm actually going to change it. I know, I'm absolutely barking mad, but to be honest with you, I think I can make it a little bit better. And I've decided, instead of using the birch ply, which I had planned on actually painting white to match in all of this, I think I'm actually going to use the black hex ply, because I think that will actually just tie in everything nicely. And one thing that I'm not happy with is when I've cut my hole here, I've gone too far down. Really, I want this piece of wood to be sticking just above the carpet and the metal tray here, just because then it will stop things rolling in and out of the cupboard. God damn it. Right, we are basically done, but I want to blacken the edges of this just to blend it all in. And I had bought some black shoe polish, but I can't find it anywhere. So we're just going to blacken it with some fire. Hello mate, how you getting on, boss? Oh wow, oh wow, oh wow, very nice. Oh, I like the ceiling. Yeah, it's good, isn't it? So it's all almost there. Look, come look at the front. Oh wow! You're going to see you coming from miles, man, isn't it? Oh well, that's fantastic, man. That's brilliant, isn't it? It's come a long way, yeah. Obviously, when you saw it last, I can't remember what it looked like, but
I was saying, you didn't have the interior in it. You've just done the door, the windows when I last see you.
Yeah, bloody hell.
Wow, that is fantastic, man, isn't it? That's really nice.
Yeah.
And I like the lights built into the skylight as well. So
yeah, they're cool, aren't they? And then I put the LED lights in under here, bit of mood lighting, you know.
Very nice, so
yeah.
Oh, very nice, boss. You're winning.
Almost there, almost there.
I like it. You're winning.
Well, that's a delivery guy that's just dropped off some bits for the guy that rents the workshop next door. And I've got to be honest, every single person that has driven past the workshop or walked past it and seen how Dave is looking is absolutely amazed at the transformation. So it must mean I'm doing something right. I'm glad to finally show you as well that I have now done the kind of over the cab storage area, which looks beautiful and so much better, if I'm honest, in this black hexagonal ply. I did have to make the hole a little bit smaller just so now things can't roll out. So there's about a fingertip, if you like, where you could put a jacket in, you could put whatever you want in and things aren't going to come flying out. And the panel as well looks amazing. So that is all situated and fixed in place, which is brilliant. So that is another job well done. I've been getting loads of questions on Instagram about this black hex ply. All of this I got from Timberley Limited and a guy called Ash. So if you are in need of any camper van related materials to build your van, then make sure you go and check them out. I'll leave a link down in the video description. And if you use the discount code WILL, then you'll get a 10% discount on everything on the website. Now we are going to turn our attention to the final thing that I want to get done inside the van, which is building the upper kitchen cupboard. I can't lie, I'm very, very excited about this. I've had this Ryobi router for months and never ever have I used it, but here we go. I've just set up a bit of a template to cut out hopefully a perfect straight line for this LED track to go in. So we're going to hopefully router this out, not all of it, but just enough for this to go in. And then I need to laminate all of these faces and the bottom and then get that installed. Let's do this. Let's router. It's working, just doesn't feel like it's particularly smooth. Let me try this end. Jesus, almost took my finger off. I don't know what my finger just hit then. Doesn't sound great. So it is working, but it just doesn't seem to be chewing it up particularly well. But these are very cheap router bits, I think. It is cutting a straight line, which is good. Why is that doing it like that? Somebody will be able to let me know in the comments, please. Why does the router sound like this? It is working, just, yeah, don't feel like it should be like this. And we've done it! As I said, not convinced that's how the router should sound, but I think it could be the bit just not being sharp enough or good enough to actually cut through, because I have cut, I don't know how much that was, to be honest, enough depth for the track to go in. So that is my first ever bit of routering completely done by myself, which I'm rather happy about. So I'm going to clean all this up, sand these edges, and well, double check that that track fits in there, and then I can laminate this. Yeah, baby, it's tight. But very tight. Ideally I wanted a 17, 18 millimeter router bit, but I don't think I had one. There we go. Okay, time to laminate this bad boy. Oh God. Oh no. Shit. Fucking fucked it up. Oh fuck, a chicken nugget. Oh my fucking God. Fuck's sake. Oh fucking hell. This is not going to be easy to come off now. Oh no. No, 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 no. Oh. Shit. What a little twatting bastard. Right, bear with me. I'm going to take all this off and then attempt to stick another piece on again. I was only a few mil out, but Oh, there we go. If only I did that the first time. What a difference having the right router bit makes. My God. Thank you very, very much, Russ, for your advice on that. I can't tell you the amount of problems I've had with this, and to be honest, I've not even filmed them because I've just wanted to get it done. This router bit that comes with the cheap set that I bought off Amazon, it's useless, to be honest with you. I then went to Toolstation and I've bought a Trend flush trim router bit, which cost just as much for that whole set for one. But it has cut that in about 10 seconds. You can actually feel it cutting so baby smooth, and now I feel like I'm making some progress again. I wish I bought this and invested in this straight away. So top tip, one, make sure you have the right router bits, because I'm pretty sure that this isn't actually a flush trim router bit. And yeah, get some good quality bits. Oh my God, it has cut that out beautifully. One more hole to do and then, you know, I think this can go up. Oh, having the right tools is so essential. And although I have a lot of tools here, some of them aren't the right ones. That is, without doubt, the best thing I've ever bloody bought. So here we have it, guys. The kitchen cupboard is now in and installed. Got to be honest, as always, that took way longer than it should have. And if I had another sheet of laminate, I'd actually start all over again. But annoyingly, I don't. I had to tidy up the edges here with just a bit of black kind of angled trim, which, to be fair, I actually really like. It just kind of follows the straight lines of the van. We've, of course, got the LED strip on underneath, which is just powered on and off up here and is linked to that LED strip up there. So they can just be turned on and off separately, and then likewise with the floor ones. I am extremely happy, though, to see the van like this. That looks incredible. Now to have that kitchen cupboard in, now to have the kind of the bulkhead storage done with the switch panel in, the van now looks finished. Don't get me wrong, we still need to finish the actual storage areas themselves, and I have ordered some tambour doors. So for example, this little storage cupboard here, which is also the same there, and then on the front of the bed, and also for the tops of the cupboards there, I'm going to be installing some tambour doors, which are on order and hopefully will be arriving in the next week or so. So once they arrive, I can install them, and then that really will be 99.9% of the inside of the van completely done. I really do feel now that I need to take a bit of a break from the van build, because I can feel myself getting pretty burnt out. When you come to the workshop like I do pretty much every single day and you tinker around doing different little jobs, which I've been doing now for the last 9 months, completely restoring this van, I'm kind of feeling pretty van build burnt out, if that makes any sense. So I think over the next few videos it's actually time to enjoy Dave for exactly what I've built him into. Again, a massive thank you to every single person that has already entered the raffle. If you haven't bought tickets yet and you're thinking about it, I would grab them now, because this will probably be the best offer on tickets available for the next 72 hours. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video, where I think it's time we take Dave out for his first proper camp. Now the van is 99% done.